You know, let me tell you how God works. See, I didn't start out in no seminary school. I didn't start off coming out of college. I was a teenage boy who hadn't had no direction. We used to skip school, still junior high, and his mom's house was right next to the school. We would skip school and go in behind his house, and we used to have cookouts and drink beer and liquor all day long, a whole lot of beer. And he went on to Marines, and a lot of the other classmates of mine went on, but I was still getting in trouble. Driving cars without license, doing all sorts of stuff. And I remember going forth to judge, and my wife had just got pregnant. And Judge Peoples, that was his name, Judge Peoples. And he said, "Do you have anything that you want to say, sir?" And I said, "Sir, you know what? Got a job, and I got a baby on the way, and I just want to take care of my kids, you know." And he turned and looked me square in the face. He said, "I hope you really mean that, because I'm going to give you the opportunity when you get out of the penitentiary." And my heart dropped. And from that moment on, they lined up people to get on the van, and everybody had shackles on their legs and on their feet and on their arms. But when they got to me, they didn't have any left. So I'm the only one on the van that didn't have no handcuffs or no shackles. And I spent almost 2 years, 2.5 years, at Gibbons Youth Correctional Institution. And I knew I had a calling on my life, and when I was at the Gibbons Youth Correctional Institution, they gave me an opportunity to preach. And I preached there at the chapel at Gibbons Youth Correctional. And the first time I preached, there was 25 people that gave their life to Christ that day incarcerated. And I remember when I got out, one of the guards told me and said, "You'll be back." I looked at him. I said, "The devil is a lie." And I didn't go back. But now, I tell you this and say this. I dropped out of school, didn't have a high school diploma. I got my GED while I was at Gibbons Youth Correctional Institution. Got my GED, and I had a little piece of success. I said, "I can get a GED, I can get a college degree." And I wound up not only getting a college degree, but now I have maybe 4 degrees. So I say this to tell you this. A preacher